To fully enjoy this video, please ensure CC, closed captions aka subtitle, is turned on. Thanks for clicking on my video. Be sure to stick around after the video and enjoy the amazing AI podcasters that were conjured by Notebook LM. Their deep dives into each short story are truly insightful, fun, and heartfelt. So grab a snack, sit back, and enjoy. The False Forest, Great Merrytale, 2025. The False Forest had pretty trees along its outer perimeter, yet there was nothing beautiful to see inside. Most described it as a place the sun avoided, and the earth was so tired it barely bothered to grow moss. Birds rarely sang, flowers rarely bloomed, and breezes here moved like they were half asleep. But this year, something felt different. Corinthia Crane noticed it first. She stepped out of her fabulous cottage with her seasonal cup of apple and 5-spice tea, expecting the usual dull silence. Instead, she paused. A cluster of tiny fireflies floated above an old stump, gentle dots of color drifting like slow-moving bubbles. "How adorable and enchanting," Corinthia muttered to the forest. Things are changing inside the False Forest. The fireflies danced around as if they were having a party. "That's the spirit," said Corinthia as she wrapped her elegant shawl tighter and headed to the water well. Tomorrow was the third and last day of Great Merrytale, 3 days of sharing stories of gratitude, offering gifts, and creating new tales to pass on. Even though Corinthia always celebrated Great Merrytale alone, she enjoyed fresh well water for cooking. As she filled her bucket with water, she spotted someone watching her from across the pond. Patrick Porridge, her ex-husband, standing awkwardly behind a tall tree far too thin to hide him. Corinthia groaned. "Patrick, just come out. The tree isn't doing its job." He shuffled forward, rubbing the back of his neck. "Morning. Interesting, a weather?" "It's the False Forest. The weather is always confused," she replied. Patrick chuckled. That soft, dorky laugh she once adored. "Right. Well, I actually came to ask you something. About tomorrow." Corinthia raised a brow. "If it's about borrowing my frying pan again, absolutely not." No. He swallowed hard. "Would you like to come over tomorrow during dinner?" Corinthia froze mid-bucket lift. For a moment, even the fish in the pond seemed to hold their breath. "Oh," she said quietly. "You mean the last day of Great Merrytale? With you?" "Well, yes," Patrick stammered. "But not a romantic thing. Just a friendly meal. A neighborly meal. 2 normal adults sharing stories and food. Nothing romantic. Not at all. Completely non-romantic." He winced. "Why did I say that?" Corinthia smirked. "Because you're nervous." "No, fine. I'm nervous," he admitted. "But it won't be only us." From behind a tall tree stepped Wemsika Woods, the one young woman in the whole region who never feared the False Forest. Books tucked under her arm. Decorative leaves woven into her braids. Bright eyes like she could see stories hiding inside the shadows. She grinned. "Hi. I told Patrick it wouldn't seem weird if I were there too. Like a chaperone. Or a third wheel who eats way too much porridge." Corinthia let out the tiniest laugh, surprising even her. "Wemsika," she said warmly. "Did you say porridge?" "Oh yeah," Wemsika replied proudly. "Patrick's making his famous potluck porridge." "I've got all the ingredients," Patrick muttered. Corinthia nodded slowly, hiding a smile. "All right. Fine. I'll come." Patrick exhaled so loudly that a nearby bird actually flew off. "Really? It's just the 3 of us," she teased. "Yes. Exactly. Us 3 only," Patrick blurted out, far too excited. "I'll fix my chair. The one with the wobble. Actually, all my chairs wobble. I should fix 3. "Patrick," Corinthia said, chuckling. "Breathe." Wemsika clapped her hands. "Wonderful. I'll bring Hearthglow lanterns for lighting. I've got new glass ones shaped like pears. They look adorable when they flicker." The 3 of them smiled at each other, surrounded by tall trees and pale soil. And for the first time in years, the False Forest didn't feel quite so false. Above them, unseen, a few of the fireflies flickered, brighter than before, as if the forest itself approved. Yet things took a fantastic turn in this story. Rumor quickly spread that Corinthia and Patrick were officially getting back together for the last day of Great Merrytale. Those who knew them personally knew they had to be there. Thus, the next day, just minutes after Patrick finished preparing his potluck porridge, noodles and vegetables, chicken, beef, shrimp sausage, minced garlic, and chunks of onions simmered in a kettle of homemade broth made with oven-toasted oats. Patrick heard the happiest laughter near his front door. It was Wemsika with her hearth-glow lanterns. Beside her was Willie Wishful with his succulent wishful wings. Doris Dreamy with her dreamy dumplings. Murray Mangala, the storyteller, with his apple and cranberry cores punch. Cheryl Scrumpy with her Scrumpy's bread. Carl Kuehler with his Kuehler's tea. Jimmy Goatman with his Goatman's cheese. And soon Corinthia arrived. Great Merrytale. Everyone shouted as she stepped inside. Corinthia smiled from ear to ear at the sight of all her old friends. Great Merrytale to you all as well, she said. For them, 2025 was the most wonderful Great Merrytale ever.
Okay, so let's start where the story does, in the false forest itself. Because this setting, it's not just a backdrop, is it? It feels like a character.
Oh, absolutely. The sources paint this very clear, almost depressive picture of the forest before everything kicks off.
It's all on the surface.
Yes. The trees are only pretty on the perimeter, but you go inside and it's just misery. It's described as a place the sun avoided.
And the earth was so tired it barely bothered to grow moss. That line really stuck with me.
It's so evocative. Birds rarely sang, flowers didn't bloom, the breezes were half asleep.
It's like a systemic exhaustion, not just, a dying forest, but an emotionally drained one.
Which tells you something about the universe itself, right? The SSU starts from a place that's broken and just tired.
And that's where we find our protagonist, Corinthia Crane.
Living in her fabulous cottage right in the middle of all this stagnation.
And she's getting ready for this festival, Great Merrytale, which is supposed to be about community, right?
Right, it's a 3-day thing, sharing stories of gratitude, giving gifts, making new tales.
But she's planning to be alone.
Totally alone, just sipping her seasonal drink, which is this apple and 5 spice tea. It's such a specific, grounding detail of her isolation.
So she goes out to the water well for some cooking water, and that's when she sees it. The first little crack in all that gloom.
The first sign of magic, really. But it's so small. She sees a cluster of tiny fireflies over an old stump.
And the description is just beautiful. Gentle dots of color drifting like slow-moving bubbles.
It's not some grand explosion of power. It's intimate. It's domestic.
And she sees it. She knows what it means. She says, things are changing inside the false forest. The world is basically signaling that something's about to happen.
The ecosystem is on high alert. Which leads directly to the personal collision at that very same water well.
Where she runs into Patrick Porridge, her ex-husband.
And it is so painfully awkward.
He's hiding, right?
He's trying to hide behind a tree that is just way too thin to hide him. It's perfect.
And she just calls him out on it. Patrick, just come out. The tree isn't doing its job.
He immediately tells you so much about their dynamic, and we learn he has this soft, dorky laugh she once adored.
So it's not bitter, it's just awkward.
Exactly. It's a relationship of missed opportunities, not hatred.
Okay, but I have to sort of challenge this for a second.
Yeah.
We're told this is an epic universe, sci-fi, fantasy, the works. Why is the first big conflict about a guy named Patrick Porridge failing to hide behind a stick? Doesn't that feel a little small?
See, I think that's where the genius is. The names are allegorical. Corinthia Crane is graceful, maybe a little aloof.
And Patrick Porridge is
Comforting. Domestic, mundane. Vandale is telling us that in this universe, the ordinary stuff, the porridge, has just as much weight as the extraordinary.
So the most heroic act might be fixing a relationship, not slaying a monster.
Precisely. The fate of the false forest hinges on Patrick Porridge successfully asking his ex-wife to dinner.
And he is just hilariously bad at it.
He finally stammers it out, "Would you like to come over tomorrow during dinner?" And then immediately panics.
This is where he starts repeating himself.
Oh, completely. He insists it is a completely non-romantic, friendly meal.
He says it over and over. Not a romantic thing, just a friendly meal.
2 normal adults sharing stories and food. Nothing romantic, not at all.
He's trying so hard to lower the stakes that he just makes them infinitely higher. He even admits he's nervous.
He does. But that's not what convinces her. Her mind is changed by the arrival of someone else.
Wemsika Woods.
Who steps out from behind a tall tree. A much better hiding spot. It implies she knows the forest's ways.
And she's this fascinating character. The only young woman who never feared the forest. Always with books, leaves in her hair. She's the wise woman archetype.
And she immediately declares herself the chaperone.
But the real key, the thing that actually sways Corinthia, is Whimsica's promise to eat way too much porridge.
Yes. It all comes back to the food. Corinthia is won over by the promise of Patrick's famous potluck porridge.
So nostalgia and comfort food are literally more powerful than romantic tension here.
It's the central theme. And as soon as Corinthia says yes, Patrick is so excited, he immediately focuses on a domestic crisis.
The wobbly chairs.
He vows to fix his wobbly chairs, specifically 3 of them. That's the foundational act of bravery in the SSU. Not fighting a war, but making sure your dinner guests have stable seating.
And Whimsica adds to it. She's bringing new hearthglow lanterns, pear-shaped ones. It's all about making the home better.
And the moment that agreement is made, this small personal truce, the world physically reacts.
The cosmic consequences.
The fireflies flicker brighter than before, and the source says, for the first time in years, the false forest didn't feel quite so false.
So the environment literally starts to heal based on just the promise of reconciliation.
The forest was false because the people in it were being false to each other, living in separation. The second they choose connection, the magic comes back.
And this is where it really accelerates.
Yeah.
Because the rumor starts to spread.
And not just that they're having dinner. The rumor is that Corinthia and Patrick are officially getting back together.
The community wrote a much more epic story on top of their small, awkward one.
Which is what forces the reunion. The intended 3-person dinner suddenly becomes this huge community gathering because everyone they know just shows up.
Which brings us back to the main event, the potluck porridge.
We have to spend some time on this porridge. It is the culinary anchor of this entire story.
It's not just porridge.
No! This is a work of art made just minutes before everyone arrives. The ingredient list is just staggering.
Okay, let's list them. You have noodles and vegetables.
Chicken, beef, shrimp, and sausage.
All of them.
All of them. Plus minced garlic and chunks of onions. It's a feast in a bowl. It's meant to signal abundance, community.
But the secret ingredient, the thing that makes it famous, is the broth.
The broth is everything. It's a homemade broth made with oven-toasted oats.
Oven-toasted oats.
And that's the key detail right there. That takes time. That takes patience and effort. It speaks to tradition, to comfort, to a desire to create something deeply satisfying.
So the foundation of this epic universe is literally built on rich, complex comfort food.
I think so, yeah. And the guests who show up to eat it, their names just reinforce that world building.
They're not just names, they're like titles, archetypes.
Exactly. The source gives us this whole roster. First, Willie Wishful arrives with his wishful wings.
Hope and possibility, I love it. Then Dora's Dreamy brings dreamy dumplings.
So we have aspiration and imagination joining the party. These are all the emotional qualities the false forest was missing.
And then the big one, Murray Mangala, the storyteller.
He brings apple and cranberry core's punch. The presence of the storyteller is crucial. He's there to witness and sanctify this new story of them getting back together.
And then you have the more practical folks rounding it out. Cheryl Scrumpy with Scrumpy's bread.
Garl Cooler with Cooler's tea. Jimmy Goatman with his Goatman's cheese.
So even the supporting cast is bringing essential grounding resources.
The names, the food, the gathering, it all weaves together to show the SSU's first big win. Wasn't defeating an enemy, it was overcoming domestic awkwardness.
And Corinthia is just overjoyed to see everyone. The story ends by saying that 2025 was called the most wonderful Great Merrytale ever.
A complete success.
So if we pull this all together, the creator, Vandale, is promising this vast multi-genre universe for all ages.
Right.
But the foundation, this story, is just a deeply personal tale about a nervous ex-husband, a strong-willed ex-wife, and a really good bowl of porridge.
And I think that's the core takeaway. This deep dive shows us that epic in the SSU might mean something different. It suggests that cosmic change comes from personal healing.
The forest didn't get better because a wizard cast a spell.
It got better because Patrick Porridge decided to fix 3 wobbly chairs for a dinner he was terrified to host.
It even mirrors that whole AI podcaster thing we talked about at the start. A huge, scalable tech concept used to explore these small human stories.
Exactly. The form reflects the content. The smallest, most relatable choices have the biggest impact. It sets a really powerful precedent.
So even if the SSU goes to space later on,
the drama will still probably hinge on something simple, some small act of personal bravery symbolized by those oven-toasted oats.
it's an interesting reversal. We usually think about the consequences of an action. But here, the forest started healing before the party even happened,
Just on the promise of it.
on the promise of reconciliation and good food.
If you enjoyed my video, The False Forest, Great Merrytale 2025, be sure to hit that like button. It helps the channel more than you know. Share this video, and don't forget to subscribe for more deep dives into my original comic book stories, heroes, villains, and everything in between. Click the bell icon so you'll never miss when a new story drops. Want to support the channel directly? My PayPal link is down in the description and also on my homepage. It helps me with creating more epic comic book content for this channel. Thanks for watching. Until next time, stay curious, keep imagining, and I'll catch you in my next comic book video.